So the SSD1306, it uses a bitmap static RAM holding the bit pattern to be displayed. In our case, we are using another OLED, so hopefully it's the same principle as the SSD. In our case, we have a 96 times 16 bits, and the RAM is divided in two pages. Page 0, bits from 0 to 8, and page 1 is bits from 8 to 16, and they are used for monochrome 96 times 16 dot matrix display. In this case here, this is the SSD1306, and it has 128 by 64. So we have the bits from 0 to 63 and the segments from 0 to 128. So we just need to adapt to our case. We will have from 0 to 16, 0 to 15, and pages 0 and page 1. So we can demonstrate here how we can create an A, capital A letter. So imagine we are in page 2 on this, it can be any page. Then we have here the segments, so from 0 to 96 in our case, and then we have here 8 bits, so from bit 0 to 7. And if we set some bits to 1 and some to 0, we can create different letters and different shapes. So the idea is that we will use 96 segments, and we will use two pages, page 0 and page 1, and we can, for example, have two lines of written text, each line having 8 bits in height. So we have a total of 16 bits, and then we can also use 96 segments. So what we are going to do is that the easy DSP examples comes with a very limited implemented characters. So I will try to get some OLED fonts. So the SSD1306 have some fonts that we can use just with some adaptation. So I'm going to try to keep it compatible to the examples that comes with the board and the examples by Texas Instruments. So I will try just to have minimal changes and to keep things compatible. But this is the idea. We have these pages and we have the segments, and then we can set bits to 0 and 1 and create different shapes. So instead of making all these drawings manually and creating our own font, I found on this GitHub from the SSD1306 many different fonts of different sizes, and I decided to use this one. This LCD is 5x7, so it means that we have 5 values here, and it's representing 7, so there's a space of 1 bit. There are many different ways how we can define these fonts. There are with fixed width, what is this case here, so all the letters have the same width, but you can also have variable width, and then you need to use a different approach. I just changed the type of this variable for this ASCII set, so to keep it compatible with the examples from Texas Instruments. And we see here we have different we have numbers, some symbols, capital letters, small letters, and this is what I'm going to use.